Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel today. Today I want to talk about two lures that are really effective fishing lures individually, and then combining those two lures into creating a hybrid lure or a modified lure of sorts. So starting out, this is a Bobby Garland, and it's a small swim bait called the Itty Bit. It's only let's see here, I believe it's 1¼ inches in length. It's just a really small swim bait that you would use on a jig head. And let's see, on the package it says jig heads from 1/64th to 1/32nd of an ounce. And I've actually used these on little bigger jig heads than that, but they are a pretty effective lure in fishing for panfish and crappie. I've managed to catch quite a few on both the species on using this type of lure. And normally, like I rig them on a 1/32nd jig head, or sometimes I'll even go as big as a 1/16th. And they are very highly effective. And then another lure that I found works really good for small fish, and it actually works for a lot of species, but it really works pretty good in the panfish realm. Is the rooster tail, and usually if I'm creek fishing or somewhere like that, I will use an 1/8 ounce rooster, which is just like what you see here. So I got to thinking, what if I took the idea of taking the swim bait, the itty bit, and mounting him on the treble hook for a rooster tail. So I just rigged something up just to see how it would look, and this is kind of what I came up with. So I've got another 1/8 ounce rooster tail here, and I have basically three of these Bobby Garland itty bits that are only 1¼ inches long, attached to each prong of the treble hook. So let me kind of hold the lure up and kind of. So basically, when it's going through the water, you've got quite a bit of action from these small tails, and it's still an overall small lure. The 1/8 ounce lure with the three bodies on it maybe takes it up to 3/16. I don't think this is even a quarter of an ounce. I could probably weigh it, and it could be close to a quarter, but it's probably between 3/16 and a quarter ounce, just for kind of reference sake. So the idea being is, if you run this through the water, you're going to get your typical rooster tail action with the flash from your blade, but now you've also added the mini paddle tail effect as well. So I'm planning to take it out this afternoon and just play around with it in my local creek, see if I can get anywhere with this, and then I'll kind of report back on the results. But basically, one of the things that when it comes to rigging these, because I'm rigging them a little different, I'm just doing a kind of I don't know if I can zoom in here to see this a little better, but I'm kind of just side hooking them through the front of the body. So if I try to roll it around, I'm not running it through the very front of the swim bait. I'm actually just kind of running it sideways, just to allow the three of them to kind of sit side by side. And they may tangle a little bit with each other as they're going through the water, or they may act as three individual tails once they get, once I start reeling them through. And that I'll have to find out once I'm out there today. But the reason I wanted to play around with this is a friend of mine uses something called a tube bait, and he is very successful with this. And I got to thinking about some of the attributes of the tube bait. And one of the things is the tube bait has kind of like a shredded tail in it. So you have a lot of action at the back of it. Almost like a skirt on a swim bait. It would be a good analogy for what you see on the back of a tube. And I thought this would be kind of a neat way to do it, but downsizing it from what my friend uses, and give it a try, and to see if it's effective or not for catching fish in a creek. But and that's, again, just half the fun of fishing. Sometimes you take some stuff that's really wasn't designed to work together, you mix it up and put different lures together and see if you have some success with it. So if you're thinking about trying this, like I say, I will report back after I've fished it for a couple of days to see if I'm catching anything with it. And maybe it'll work out great, maybe it won't. But if nothing else, it's kind of keeps you thinking about lures and different ways that you can fish them. So as always, thanks again for watching. And now the weather's finally starting to warm up here in Kentucky and in this part of the country, get out when you can, because it's a great time to be on the water. See you next time.